Alright, here we go. This is a ranked 2v2 onslaught between the Carbon team on the left side. It is HIMKO in the Gothic Paladin and RedDog also in the Gothic Paladin. Two Paladin team. That's just weird. And their opponents, the blue team on the right side. It is Tangibility in the Classic Angel and Bajt. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It sounds kind of Slovakian of some sort, I guess. But anyway, it's Bajt in the Classic Paladin. So, Paladin, Angel. Oh my god, I don't know what this game's going to be like, but either way, both teams going really standard with close outposts first. Tangibility already getting a jump on the forward with Longhorns way before the Carbon team. T45 already clear, has jumpers face first into this outpost, and Brutes get taken down very quickly by that Angel snipe, while Bajt secures the close rear side outpost. Does look like RedDog's going to do a quick scout, but as two Paladins, it's going to be very different this game in terms of, I mean, I've seen a Neo, I think, in every single game I've cast in this, like, recent meta. So it's pretty weird, or at least almost every single one. And for damn sure, I have not cast a game without either a Neo, a Striker, a Bomber, or heal. I mean, God, Angel and three Paladins. This is going to be really, really strange. Both teams kind of starting on mid. The Carbon team way ahead of that mid fight. 31-20. The blue team is pretty far ahead in terms of upkeep. I'm not really sure why. There's only 4 heavy mines out on the field. Yeah, that's a little bit interesting to see. Maybe a lot of heavy mines or something like that in build queue for one of the players like Tangi. Gonna try to snipe a Dillo here. Gonna do it pretty easily. Yes, HIMKO barely misses that save. He was heading right to it. Does not successfully get that save. And as a Paladin, not really going to be able to threaten an Angel, especially in a sniping situation or a retreat of any kind. But the Carbon team pretty far ahead. Now that they have control of mid, even though they are behind in upkeep, 27-35, it is 21 units on the field versus 24. So I guess, oh, okay, I didn't really think about it, but the upkeep difference is definitely due to the use of Dillos over Longhorn or Gemini, which is what the blue team is going with. Tangibility going to be sniping like crazy, and that stasis shot going down, I guess, as often as possible. RedDog and HIMKO are here as Paladins and actually pushing in. Okay, I was gonna say as Paladins we'll be able to facilitate this. I would assume that one would go attack and one would go defense aura, but this push, I don't know if it's only killed 2 units, and they're actually losing a great deal to Tangibility sniping. And does Bajt have... Okay, yeah, he does have attack aura, so Tangibility's even doing a little bit more than normal. Okay, so the blue team has been completely wiped out in this area. 36-29. Blue team is falling slightly behind. Defensive line going to be put up, and the majority of the Carbon team units are dead as well. And RedDog real low on health, very dangerous, almost getting killed by that Angel snipe. And yeah, the Carbon team, even though they've been able to push the blue team back, they don't really have that many units here to keep the blue team back in the area that they pushed them to. HIMKO getting killed by Bajt, actually getting the final hit. I guess Tangi did the majority of that damage with the snipe, but does look like RedDog is going to continue the pressure here on the right side. HIMKO now coming back to the fight, but Tangi going to put down a couple of Longhorns to defend, and it will be a little bit difficult for RedDog to sustain over here. Longhorns are getting killed, and it's right now 44-31. They need a neutralization over here, and can they get it? HIMKO going to be positioning his Dillos on the outside, and Tangi's just going to be able to snipe like crazy, very, very freely. This outpost will go down to neutral, but at what cost? There are a lot of Carbon units getting killed right now, and RedDog almost getting killed, but does land in Q heal. But will Bajt be able to get this finish? No. RedDog Q healing, getting away very easily there, and the Carbon team gaining more ground here on the blue team. More jumpers getting dropped down. The Carbon team will grab this outpost under their control, but how long will they be able to hold it? The blue army is all right here. That's the only thing that blue team has left for the most part, except for whatever they're pulling out of their fort right now. Okay, I did not realize they were going with a moneymaker open, so that kind of probably did have a small factor in the amount of defensive units that they were able to hold in that initial push, or that they were able to field in that initial push defense. And Gemini getting finished up right there, right where Bajt was. But Tangi going to be sniping down here. This is a lot of pressure by the Carbon team, but RedDog actually real low on health. Okay, this is, yeah, again, this is the last beacon of hope that the blue team has left. There is basically nothing left on the field for the blue team right now. Except for, okay, they have been able to neutralize here, but yeah, obviously the upkeep and credit income advantage is in favor of the Carbon team right now. Bajt holding his ground, and Tangi going to be pushing up here. Pushing is not even the right word. Just ferrying a couple of Longhorn over for a quicker kill on those Dillo snipes that he was trying to get. I think he only got one, maybe two. There's only one dead Dillo carcass right there, so. But Bajt actually is able to, does get finished off, but is able to finish off enough Carbon units to briefly take the post back under their control, while RedDog and HIMKO are kind of scrambling, actually. 31 to 42, so the blue team is still pretty ahead in terms of upkeep. 25 units on the field versus 32 on the blue side. But again, a couple of those are in heavy mines on the field right now. So the blue team able to take that close under their control, right back under their control. Bajt, is he spamming hammer? I don't think so, but they are actually getting a good amount of kills over here, mostly because the Carbon team was not able to hold this outpost, and when you don't have outpost control on the enemy side, in enemy territory, you really need to be either currently making a move and putting a lot of pressure on the enemy, or actively killing your enemy units. At the time, a couple, maybe 30 seconds ago, the Carbon team didn't really have any mechs in the area, and the blue team was kind of getting free kills on their units. So a Dillo push down here with a Joker. Never mind, those Joker send. But a lot of these Carbon units got finished off by this heavy mine, these heavy mines that were stationed over here, because the Jokers were not able to clear all the heavy mines. So that kind of sucks. That's why I do not like light units as a heavy mine detection method. You can't just send a ton of light units and assume that whatever heavy mines might be in that lane will get triggered, because the specific placement of the heavy mines is very, very relevant in regards to whether the light units you're sending will be able to actually run over them. Because light units, especially not in large numbers, won't drive through a lane in like a big clump. They kind of go single file very quickly, I might say, but you need a good amount of light units to actually clear those heavy mines, especially if the enemy team places them in kind of like an irregular formation, not right down the center. And it does look like the blue team has been able to keep this bottom outpost neutralized here. Tangi with that generator will be able to forever snipe pretty much. RedDog gonna go with some gangsters to neutralize here. Have they been set on capture? It doesn't really matter because they're much closer to the outpost than the enemy paladin. And HIMKO gonna be stasising Tangi on the ground here. Will that generator be finished off? Yes, it will be. But Tangi, very low on health. Q healing. HIMKO not staying on the ground. I think transformed, assuming tangibility would transform, but Tangi got right behind that prop, was able to get enough blocking to prevent that final blow, and Q healed up. That was a pretty great move there by tangibility. So right now it's 32 to 40. The blue team is still ahead by a little bit. They are way over their upkeep cap because they lost that top outpost, that top right. And once they get it back under their control, they might be able to start producing more units. But the Carbon team still trying to take this. See, the Carbon team isn't really pushing together, or not pushing together, but moving together. HIMKO is at the bottom, RedDog's at the top. Yes, splitting the blue team's focus, but also splitting their own focus, so they won't be as effective as they would have been if they worked together, or fought together, shot together, microed together, all that stuff. Right now, Bajt is keeping the pressure on that Paladin shield in front, preventing the Carbon units here from really doing that much damage. And blue team able to take that top right back under their control, so now they will be able to start dumping their credits into actual unit production. 39 to 23, so the Carbon team, really all of their units on the field are right there on the right side. Maybe a couple are being auto belt, maybe like that lunchbox there to prevent chip damage against the fort. But the majority of the units are basically down here, and the blue team is not letting up. Bajt with constant fire and very, very effective 2 Energy Guardian, 2 Repair Guardian method to extend his... oh no, wow, okay, never mind. I thought that was 2 and 2, but it's 1 Energy, 1 Blaster, and 2 Repair. I have never seen 3 Guardians, 3 different Guardians on a person before, I think. Except for maybe that period of time where you could basically infinitely is not the right word, but switch in any unit, so you wouldn't waste 3 spots on Guardians. But this, you know, 1 blaster, 2 repair, 1 energy is working for Bajt, I would say. And Tangibility and Bajt just killing carbon units left and right. It's 27 to 43. The blue team could actually even push down into this carbon army, and they would easily be able to win this battle here, overwhelm the carbon units, I think, especially with mech support. The 2 Paladin thing was very, very strange by Red Dog and HIMKO. I don't know if they exactly planned that, but now pulling their gangsters back, yeah, okay, no, more support by HIMKO. They need 1 healing unit at the very least, but it's going to be very difficult to even keep that alive, mostly because of Tangibility Sniper can just pick off a specific units. You would have to really, really hide that patcher or whatever you're going to hide there, the healing unit, amongst your gangsters to prevent that Angel Snipe, because all he really has to do is get through 1 layer of unit wall, and your healing unit's dead, stuff like that. Whoa, that was crazy, that loop. That was pretty insane. But the blue team has lost control of that top right one more time. This is quite the active game. The carbon team does not have many units left on the field, and Tangi is just sniping the crap out of these units down here, and there's no healing, no generator. HIMKO getting finished off, and Red Dog, so we have a team wipe on the carbon team. The blue team might be able to use this to their advantage. Bajt is definitely doing that, neutralizing that top outpost. And Tangibility finishing off basically everything that the blue team that the carbon team has down here. The Bertha needs to get killed, but he's not able to. He does not have enough energy to get that finish. HIMKO needs to pull back his units, and he needs to do it right now. No, decides to try to hold his ground, which I do not agree with. Bertha gets finished off. The other gangster does get finished off. Carbon team able to take the middle back under their control, but at 51 to 21, it's a very, very uphill battle, even though they have a higher upkeep cap and income. Red Dog grabbing the box. They are in desperate need of money. But Gothic Goliaths now down on the field for the carbon team. Let's see if they can actually keep that outpost under their control. Hold it. Tangi with his Angel sniping, using generators as backup frequently. It's going to be pretty difficult. And Bajt is actually doing a pretty good job going from place to place, keeping the other mech busy. And if the other mech doesn't get drawn towards them, he actually tends to get a couple of units killed. So great play by a player that I've never ever seen before. 2 snipers down, shooters down, and they will start to pick away at these Goliath's health. Again, no healing units down the field for the carbon team, so that is very, very, I don't know if risky is the right way to put it. It's just they're missing a key component in unit clump, if you know what I mean. You cannot let the enemy just constantly pick away and chip away at your unit's health. You need to be able to replenish it, and you need to force the enemy to do it at a rate higher than your healing units combined can sustain. So Tangi, for example, would need to constantly do nothing but snipe and focus all on this, and would not be able to really successfully do that with enough healing units down here and a mech to babysit at the same time. Basically, Tangi would be wasting all of his time and actually getting double focused by both the Gorgon that got thrown down here and the 2 mechs. So tons of health got dropped really, really fast. Stasis was also preventing him from transforming, so he might as well have shot as much as he could. 62 to 41, so the carbon team is starting to close that gap, and now the blue team is upkeep capped at 63 out of 64. They won't really be able to make much more, whereas the carbon team has a max upkeep of 84, and now Botch is going to go for neutrals for some strange reason. But Tangibility going to just keep picking away at these. Okay, now finally Ratchet's down. I don't know when that got thrown down. That wasn't just now, but realistically speaking, it wasn't soon enough. A healing unit would have been very, very valuable down at this bottom fight during that time. But Bosch getting a kill on Red Dog, and Tangi just going to be sniping and killing. The higher level this Angel gets, the more he will be able to just easily kill the high health dense units, especially because of the upgrades to snipe and the ability damage scaling that the Angel Sniper is. Angel Sniper is one of those abilities that does scale as the mech levels up and the ability goes up. So that's pretty crazy. Does look like the blue team is going to start doing some harassment down here. Botched with his Paladin. Yeah, it does probably need to get out of there. That Gemini is not really going to... Oh, okay, the marker is actually down for the blue team. Didn't even realize that. It's not going to hit anything, as HIMKO was completely aware of that. And, yeah, nothing got killed. So, their silo is... Whoa. Is here. Wow. Very, very... uncommon to see a missile silo not socketed at fort, but Tangi is just going to be dropping the beacons like crazy now, basically because they're so cost effective. I really don't like how cost effective they are. At the very least, we need to make them build. I mean, something needs to give, in my opinion. I would personally like to see the missile, the nuke, be a little bit stronger, not a ton stronger, but enough to like kill a goalie, kill a Gorgon, something like that, and be much less spammable. Because as of right now, I think it's at 10k, which is very, very low, especially considering late game. And that was able to get a little bit killed. But anyway, yeah, considering late game, 10k is very low, especially because of the kill potential that the nuke has. Can kill basically anything that's under a Gorgon amount of health. And it just builds really, really quick. So I really do think something has to give. I'd really like to see a price increase and a build time increase, along with a damage increase would be nice. I just don't think the magnitude of power and strength and all that stuff that the nuke is at right now is enough. You know, also reflective in its build time and build cost. So a Goliath is sitting right here. That's random. I guess it was set on attack or something, and it has to kill the T-99 to get through. But right now it's 64-37, and the blue team is about to take the middle outpost under their control. So what a crazy, crazy... I don't even know what to call that. It's not necessarily pressure, but it was just like non-stop. They just kept attacking and not, you know, picking away, like just constant unit pushing and or you know, leapfrogging. Tangi with that snipe just would not let up, and the Carbon team was not able to keep up, especially considering that the Carbon team has 2 Paladins. I think that's probably one of the biggest things here. It's really hard to use 2 of the same kind of mech in this game, unless you're using it in a very exploity way. Unless you have a very specific, tailored, targeted plan. Unless the mech itself has a specific balance problem currently, like when Helix, for example, had the extremely high fire rate and missile damage. Obviously, that was going to be a strong fuse to Helix, but as of right now, Paladin is even considered on the low end of the spectrum in terms of mech balance, and using 2 in the same you know 2v2 ranked game is going to be very difficult. But Tangibility and Botched trying to keep this very, very heavy unit push from the Carbon team from neutralizing their middle outpost, and I do not think they're going to be able to make that happen. There are plenty of creeps actually out on the field because of, I would assume, tons of bot spawners. Let's see. Only 2. Okay, only 2 bot spawners for the blue team, but it does get neutralized, and the blue team it's kind of evening out a little bit more, 35 to 52. The Carbon team, or sorry, the blue team is no longer in the 60s. Okay, now they are back up to 60, to the 60s, 61. Taking the middle outpost back under their control. Gangster spam like crazy. Red Dog so low on health and gonna get finished off here. Oh no, does Q heal, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get away. Needs to boost and stuff. Okay, there you go. Does micro his units back. But the goalie, okay, HIMKO now picking it up. And the blue team going to be spamming out more units, even Gemini actually, which is crazy. And a nuke marker going to be put down there. At the very least, we'll knock down 1 infantry, latched infantry slot. Tangi with the generator going to just try to do more snipe, or trying to find a spot to snipe more, but none was really available. The two goalies get moved out of the way of the nuclear missile, but Bajt is here to fire and try to get the finish on that Goliath, but RedDog does save it in time. HIMKO with a couple of jumpers in the back post, but with a good amount of jumpers bunkered on their own post, the blue team is easily able to hold this while Tangibility, you know, thwarts that attack away from that post. HIMKO forced to pull away and retreat. But now this bottom outpost is neutral. Tons of creeps. I'm still a little bit confused as to how many there are. Yeah, because there's only 2 bot spawners, but it just feels to me like there's tons and tons of infantry or creeps out on the field for the blue team, and I guess there's a couple jumpers and stuff as well. But Carbon team grabbing that bottom left back under their control. Now they are definitely fighting a humongous uphill battle. It's basically climbing a mountain at this point. 84 out of 84 of max upkeep for the blue team. 42 out of 64 for the Carbon team. I don't know, besides, I mean, because of the double paladin, there's very little that the Carbon team could do at this point. Oh, Botch actually got finished by a heavy mine just there. That's kind of lulzy. But Tangi now going to ferry it down instead of pushing across. Going to create a unit clump over here so he can start sniping from there. He needs a wall, something to protect him, but really low on health. That Gorgon gets, oh man, and Botched drawing the fire away, saving the day, allowing Tangibility to get away there. And now the generator is out on the field, but Botched really low on health. Oh, does not get away from RedDog, but will Tangibility be able to avenge him? That snipe, oh no, not even attacking the mech, just attacking the units over here. The Gorgons get placed down here, but they actually don't have line of sight on Tangibility, so RedDog forced to move them up, and now they are firing against them, but Tangi with a lot of damage on these Gorgons, and throws that stasis shot ability, which is not even a normal stasis. It completely immobilizes enemy units, not even suppressing their movement, but their fire as well. So basically freezes enemy units. The box getting you know, raised in the elevator one more time. We're at 22 minutes. This is, wow, this game is a lot longer than it feels, to be honest. Botched and Tangi. Okay, now Tangi gonna go for an outpost attack here with this Goliath drop, and just gonna try to neutralize this outpost. It feels like there's a lot of, okay, there are 5 bot spawners down on the field for the Carbon team. I think that was actually one more as well. So, yeah, the Carbon team has also had a lot of help from extra creeps, which is one great thing about bot spawners. If you can actually mass up enough and keep the pressure on the opponent, the creeps will definitely aid in that, and the opponents will not really be able to harass and kill your bot spawners. So, Tangi sniping from his protective units over here. Gonna try to kill that Gorgon, but not able to do so. But infinite snipes with this generator. And basically infinite heal as well, because you can stop and Q heal. And Botch just trying to deal with all these creeps coming at him. The Carbon team has very few units on the field compared to the blue team right now, obviously. 84 to 49. And where are the rest of the... Okay, there are some blue units over here. They could actually even push those, I think. I think that would easily neutralize, get us around, and the blue team would probably be... if you know, they can distract the Carbon team long enough so that these units could approach, then I do think that they would get the better of that exchange should they choose to do that. I'm a little surprised to not see more nukes coming out from Tangibility, mostly because... you know, there are a good amount of clumped units over there for the, and now realizes there's bot spawners on the field. So, gonna try to go for that kill. Oh, but getting misses there because there's a bug, basically. And RedDog now gonna try to defend here, and does save his bot spawner. But there's a lot of damage going down due to those Gemini right now. Let's switch it to a Carbon player's perspective. You can hear that damage sound. It's such a terrifying sound. Tangi trying to Q heal, not Q heal, but boost away there. Does not Q heal. Is kind of what was in my head. And getting finished off by all the Gorgons over here. That's a lot of Gorgons. That is so many Gorgons. Holy freaking God, that's a lot of Gorgons. And a couple Gorgons by the blue team as well. So 77 to 51. Will the blue team be able to get a push going here? They definitely have the units to do it, especially compared to how many the Carbon team has. Again, though, AirMech is such a a defender's advantage game, even in today's meta, mostly due to mech power and you know, exploitability of that. You cannot you can hang around unit clumps much longer than you could before due to the boost. So even though, let's just say, mechs are the same strength as they were before, which I think give or take they are, except for their abilities, but they are technically stronger in that sense against unit clumps because they can just zip the hell out of there, so they can spend more time doing damage rather than needing to transform and get away for that early retreat. So now Carbon actually pushing down into this unit clump. Okay, not pushing, but just moving forward, I guess, and Red Dog pulling his units back. Now both teams are at their upkeep cap, so... And they have, okay, the blue team definitely has tons of money because they've been upkeep capped for a while now. Tangi finishing off this goalie, getting that outpost neutralized, which is pretty huge. That's one of the bigger things that you can do because the Carbon team will not be able to get the heal that they need to. Oh, and Tangi gets away there. Wow, such a tiny sliver of health left. And Red Dog microing forward that Gorgon. Very dangerous, but HIMKO snatching that box. And bajt getting finished off in that retreat there. So 60 to 82. Tangi just moving as many units forward as possible. Not really leading with goalies, so that's kind of weird. But I guess more willing to lose Gemini than Goliaths. I guess that's what he had in cargo, but it's kind of strange to see him pull back and try to get more rather than put the Goliaths in front. Are there any generators here? No generators. But bajt is here. Bajt is back. Gonna go face first into some Gorgons with 2 repair guardians and actually really losing health rapidly. And that's going to be it for my friend bajt. Our friend bajt, actually, guys. I think we've developed a relationship with bajt over the last 26 minutes and 58 seconds plus pregame. But Tangi going to be able to keep these outposts, not only keep it neutral, but a couple of blue infantry walk in. And Red Dog trying to neutralize top, but where will it really get him? Because there are enough defensive units over there that the Carbon team, or that the blue team will still be able to control the area. HIMKO and Red Dog now forced to pull back, so they are way behind in upkeep, 46 to 44. Now that they lost this outpost, they have a significantly lower upkeep cap, and now you will start to see their credits build up because they will not be able to replenish their armies or build it up anywhere past 44, or I guess the 46 that they have right now. Tangi with a couple of Gemini, going to try to kill a couple of these bot spawners, boosting around like crazy, but really low on health. Really good, you know, mech to mech damage by those 2 paladins, but Tangi forced to retreat there and get away. But in the meantime, bajt has been able to, okay, I guess take that top middle outpost back, and a good enough blue unit surround on this bottom left that the Carbon team was not able to take it back. Obviously, they didn't really have the units to do so as well. Now, Tangi going to try to get a better surround and protect on this bottom outpost to prevent the Carbon team from, you know, neutralizing it again, but does get killed in the process by that focus fire. Red Dog getting that final hit. bajt now in the area, actually going to just be firing down these paladins. Does he even have hammer? Yes, but don't really see him use it. That's pretty strange. But plenty of blue units here to hold the line, even though this, you know, a couple of these blue units might get killed. I think they will probably be okay. They are already at their upkeep cap anyway, and they have tons and tons of credits. bajt has been at max credits for a pretty long time. Tangi grabbing the box as if it's really relevant to this situation. Red Dog really low on health, and the Carbon team actually pushing up pretty well. They might actually be able to clear the rest of these blue units here on the right side, but Tangi trying to get a neutralization down here, or up here at the top left for Gemini. Not set on capture, but so Red Dog is able to distract them. HIMKO getting killed by Tangi on the way into a recharge. That sucks. Tangi getting a hit on the airborne mech. I really don't, personally, I did not like the change that, you know, grounded mechs can hit air. That was really weird to me. The different planes thing was a very defining characteristic, I think, of this game, and it just makes things really weird. Like, you can hit, why can you hit stuff in the air with an angel sniper? I guess it makes sense in a sense that, you know, It's a sniper rifle. Why can't you shoot up? But still, dude, still, it's strange. I get that that change is hard, but this change was confusing. Anyway, the blue team able to get a good surround on that bottom left, and the 4th Infantry does walk in. So now Tangi setting all those units on capture. Gonna try to get the neutralization on this very last post. We are well into a half hour in this game. Well in is very, you know, that's a slight exaggeration, but 30-20, guys, 30-20. RedDog and HIMKO trying to keep this push at bay, but obviously it's not going to really pan out very well for them. They are way behind in almost every single respect. Actually, I think in every single respect. No, not in level. Bajt is at 15 and HIMKO's at 16. When RedDog respawns, we'll see if he's also roughly at the same level. I would assume as much because they've been contributing about the same thing during this match, but now the domination damage timer has appeared on the Carbon side. Tangibility and Bajt getting this around on this top left as well. They probably could easily go in for the kill considering the amount of units on the field. Let's do a quick drag around. And pretty much nothing left except for that Gorgon and the socketed units at the blue fort. And I think that it is time for the blue team to hit Y. If Y is still the attack button. Is it T? I don't remember. I just remember that R is capture now. Man, that change confused me. Anyway, Bajt and Tangibility slowly creeping up with the super slow freaking late game units in goalies and Gorgons here. But that is going to be it, including the domination damage kicking in. Bajt and Tangibility taking this rank 2v2 on Salt over HIMKO and RedDog. Sheesh. I get why Tangi sent this into me. I mean, they basically lost early game. The Carbon team had almost the whole map. They just had that very last top right outpost to take, and somehow, I guess I'm gonna have to rewatch that because somehow the blue team was able to hold and clear. Maybe it was a mech death or two, and Tangi just sniping like crazy. The Carbon team not able to take and hold that top right, and I think that pretty much cost them. Definitely have to rewatch and see why that happened. I honestly don't really get how they were able to fight back from that position. They did lose a lot of units in the process, so they were behind in upkeep, but the blue team were just so far behind at that point. That it's really crazy, and I don't remember really seeing a unit push necessarily. That would really be where the upkeep difference would factor in, much greater than, you know, the Angel Sniper or anything like that. Yeah, very, very weird game, but you don't often see comebacks like that happen, and it was very back and forth there in the middle. It was really any team's game. Between the middle outpost and the blue team's bottom right side, that fight lasted a really long time. But once the blue team was able to grab that bottom right and take control of middle, I think that was pretty much GG from there. And really, I do think that's what surrender function is for. But although the Carbon team definitely could have fought back, it's just with the 2 Paladin combination, their options were very, very limited. Anyway, guys. I'm kind of tired. That was a long game. So send me your games. And if you are interested in casting AirMech, definitely get in touch. This is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.